Advent means arrival. During Advent, we celebrate that God draws near in the arrival of Jesus.
My name is Tiarah. I would say our marriage has struggled through a couple of really big things. The first one, in my mind, was infertility. And then in the midst of our infertility, I realized that he was dealing with his addiction still. I didn't know if I was going to make it, to be honest.
My name is Akindele. I've struggled with addiction for 10-ish years since being here in Arizona. I've pretty much been able to hide it from everyone. Hiding it from my wife for the other 4 years we've been together. And then finally revealing it last year that I was still struggling with this addiction that she knew I had, but didn't know that at that time still in.
The moment he agreed to go to therapy was a huge deal. We had been married 2.5 years, and I felt like there was nothing more I could do.
Yeah, for me, it was definitely the therapy for what she thought was intimacy issues. But for me, it was really addiction. And over time in therapy, God was just slowly working on me to finally be like, to make that realization is like, I actually need to tell her. I need to bring her in. I need as much support around me as possible. And
honestly, it was more of an answer to prayer that we didn't get pregnant easily, because we would have had a kid, and I think the focus would have been on the child, and we never would have had a really clear chance to work out what was going on between us.
once I made the decision to go forward with being clean, with sobriety, with a meeting with some of the pastors, John in particular, and talking through that, I was introduced to a recovery group that we have here at Redemption. It's Celebrate Recovery. And just going through that with other men struggling with other addictions, yeah, it just made a difference having others.
For me, we had met with John because we were actually planning on moving to a different church because we live kind of far. So we decided to stay that Christmas. It was Christmas Eve service. Then the infertility group started, and immediately I just felt so much relief being in a group of women who understood what was going on, like what I was going through. Like, I knew I was not alone anymore. Like, I think there's seasons in your life when you feel like you're bathed in prayer. I knew we were going to be okay. I think God showed up, and I know many women who God has shown up in ways that didn't look like kids. And they may have gotten a kid, they may have adopted, they have all different kinds of stories, but when God shows up, he shows up in a way that's so personal and it's so perfect for you. And so lean into him. Let him know what's wrong. Lean into the people around you.
We were doing IVF, and our transfer date was January 22nd. And as I was talking to my mentor, my sponsor, it was January 22nd of 2014. So same date, 10 years prior. I was in a hopeless spot. I attempted to take my own life. Like, realizing it was the same date, 10 years apart. He made a statement, from death to life. It really opened up my eyes. Like, at that point, I knew that the transfer was successful. It was a God wink moment, you know, like, it was just that date. God brought me from there to here. He's great, and he works miracles. Now we celebrate little boy who is a month old now. His name is Akindele, which means our joy has come home. Soon enough, this month, I will be celebrating 1 year sobriety, so plenty for us to celebrate as we look forward.